Welcome to Emerge Wednesdays. I'm Dorothea Schuler, and I'm so glad you decided to join us. On this week's show, DJ Bobby D of Mixed Stars and Shaquetta Hassel, author of the book Girl, You Are Golden, will be talking about their emergence as entrepreneurs and their experiences at the Emerge magazine premiere and awards gala that was held in October. So get ready for today's show as we will be talking all things Emerge. And of course, a little later in the show, we will be making a divine decision and getting DeShana's 2 cents on finance. But first up, we're going to hear some amazing tips from Tiffany to help you emerge as a CEO. So come on over. Let's go and tiptoe with Tiffany into the CEO's Corner.
Emerge yourself.
Hello, everybody. It's Tiffany Boyle, and I want to thank you so much for coming over and sharing some time with me in the CEO Corner. So usually I prepare something and write it down and look it up and research and do notes. But today I just wanted to talk to you guys off the cuff. So let's hope this makes sense. And it's been something that, always on my mind whenever I'm talking to people, doing workshops, just one-on-one with business owners, or even other CEOs of their business. I'm always talking to them about, knowing who you are, knowing your self-worth, knowing where you want to go, just being knowledgeable about you, because I feel like we can get swayed in so many different directions. Especially as a CEO, you have different people coming up to you all the time. People want to lower prices. Friends want discounts. Friends want free stuff. People want to say, hey, if you do this, I'll give you this. And sometimes our integrity comes into play. Sometimes we get caught up in the nitty gritty and, we lose the main vision. But if we know our why, if we know ourselves, truly know ourselves, we know we won't sway. We know our worth. So we know our product, we know our service, we know our business, and we know we're putting ourselves into our business. So therefore, other people should put some respect on it, right? So for you CEOs out there that want to say, oh, but I need these sales right now. And, oh, but if I don't do this, I won't get this. And, oh, I don't know. No, just stop. You decided to do a business, or you decided to take over somebody else's business and run it as if it was yours, because you believed in it, because you felt like you had something to offer the world, and you do. So you just need to stay consistent, be knowledgeable about yourself, know your strengths and your weaknesses, know your value, know your product's value or your service's value, and just persevere. Just stay dedicated. Don't sway on your integrity. Don't sway on your prices. If anything, increase, because you deserve it. You're amazing. And I just wanted to share that word of encouragement with you guys today. I just thought it was super important that we get that out. So my tip, and I said it a few times in there, is know your why, know you, and know what you offer. And I'm Tiffany Boyle, and that's my tip from the CEO Corner.
Emerge yourself.
Hi, DJ Bobby D. How are you doing today?
Doing great. A little bit of sniffles, but I'm all right.
I know we did talk before we started recording, and we were talking about you having some hot tea and some honey. And it is that season, because we keep going back between 60-degree weather and 70 degrees. We're all in this sniffle weather. So
definitely.
Everybody drink hot tea. That's always my advice. Yeah. So tell us and, the people listening in, who DJ Bobby D is, what you do, how long you've been doing it.
Okay, cool. So, my real person, I'm Bobby Dunston, husband, father, just a regular guy. And, but in some situations, I am DJ Bobby D, and I do weddings, birthdays, just DJing, providing good music all over the place for all different types of events. So, that's in a nutshell, that's it. Doing music and also kind of mentoring some of the newer DJs, people who are just getting into DJing. I kind of help help some of them out too.
Nice. Oh, so nice. Yes. Mentoring is always important. So thank you for doing that. So how long have you been in the DJ business and how did you get into it?
All right. So, I'm an old man. So I kind of got started back in the day when hip hop was getting started with some people you may have heard of, like the Run DMCs, the LLs.
Okay.
When hip hop was coming about, it was exciting to me. I've always liked music, always loved music. And back then, every rap act or rap group had a DJ. So Salt and Pepper had Spinderella. Jam Master Jay was the DJ for Run DMC. So that whole DJing thing was exciting to me, and the way it sounded and mixing music and trying to learn how to scratch and all that stuff was exciting. So when I was about 15 or 16, I asked my grandma to buy me some DJ equipment. And, doing the best that she could and the best that we could, she brought me a turntable from, and this before your time, I think, but she brought
Not mine, though.
She brought me a turntable from Finger Hut.
Oh, wow. Finger Hut is still around?
I love it. Those magazines used to come regularly in the mail.
Yeah. People in trouble with those payments.
Right.
Hello. Funny.
So she bought me a turntable from Finger Hut, and it wasn't the best of the best, but it worked for what it was. And I started trying to learn how to mix and scratch. And you got to have two turntables, but I had one, so I would borrow another turntable from an older guy in my neighborhood.
Okay.
And I would start to learn how to mix and scratch and how to put two songs together, how to hear two songs and figure out how to make a good mix out of these two songs. And then I would record what I was doing on a cassette, on tape. And when people were doing these mixtapes, I would do a couple of these mixtapes too, and in my neighborhood.
I love it.
So yeah. I do think the people that listen to this radio show know what a cassette is.
Right.
Okay.
We don't have to explain it.
Right.
To our audience.
Right.
Take us back.
Yeah, take you back. So that was fun and that was exciting. And at that point, I kind of was hooked from there. And I would do little events around the neighborhood, maybe a house party here or there or a cookout or something. And just for fun, I never saw it as a way to make money. I never imagined, because it's just like the love of music and the love of DJing. It just gets you excited, and being able to rock a crowd and see people happy, it's just so rewarding. But also, when you're not doing a good job, you blame yourself for that too. So it's one of those things, like if you're doing a good job, I'm the man. But when you're not doing a good job, it's like, oh man, I'm not doing too good. I need to work on some stuff. So
how do you know when you are DJing for an event that you are not doing a good job?
Well, people will tell you. They won't hesitate to let you know.
I was just thinking that.
I'm not doing a good job.
Oh, wow. I didn't know if maybe it's like, everybody's dancing on dance floor and then you play a song and then everybody starts clearing the dance floor.
Right.
Like, let me switch it up. Oh, but people are bold.
So that is telltale. When they walk off the dance floor, that's a telltale sign. But, people don't usually just walk off. They'll give you a verbal, they'll give you some information.
Right.
So you got to listen.
I'm loving it. The hecklers of the DJ. My brother-in-law is a DJ.
Right.
It's nothing more irritating. But like you said, you have to consider it. Then the person that comes up tells you suck as a DJ.
No, that's horrible.
And I have had it.
Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I mean, being a DJ, you're putting yourself out there. Like, everybody can see you. You have the responsibility of really setting the mood for the event. And it's, especially for like a wedding, I couldn't even imagine the pressure of, making sure it's nice.
A lot of pressure, and it gives you thicker skin. I'm the nicest person, and sometimes, you have to stand up for yourself when you're a DJ, because people will break you down if you play the wrong thing.
So you talked about like how you got started, and then you talked about like you never imagined you would make money from it. But let's talk about that business portion of it. So when you did realize you could make money from it, how did you, I guess, let's say, go legit or really make it a business of yours?
So good question. So I guess the story is, I was a real estate agent in the Hampton Roads area, Newport News, Hampton, selling houses is what we did. And that's a tough job too. So when the market kind of crashed in 08, 09, it just made it that much more difficult, which being a realtor is difficult as is. It's a tough job. So with some of the things that I learned from being a real estate agent, when things kind of went down and I decided I just wanted to not be a realtor anymore, I wanted to figure out what I was going to do. And it just kept coming back to me to do DJing full time. And since I was 16, music and DJing has never let me down, ever. And, you can always, hear a good song that can pick you up. So music hasn't let me down. And DJing, there's always opportunity to DJ for somebody, whether it's for a few dollars or a little bit more than you expected. You can always make $1 from DJing. Always make $1 from DJing. So taking like my customer service background, even from before I was a real estate agent, and the customer service background that I learned from being in real estate, I decided I wanted to apply some of that to my DJing. So I love it. Yeah. So some of the things we did in real estate is like contacting your previous customer or sending thank you notes, following up with them, keeping in touch with them during the process. I wanted to apply some of that to DJing, and I do. So I set out looking for an office, and I wanted to kind of do it a little bit different than just a regular DJ down the street, somebody Junebug, that's a DJ. And I found an office. I started putting my stuff in place, trying to bring a different level of customer service where we have a system that customers can log into and, they can interact with us. They can pick music. They can kind of do a timeline if they want to. And then we try and contact them, from time to time and say, hey, how's it going? You got any questions? Then we try and follow up after the event. I hope you had a good time. Send them a thank you card. Try to apply some of that customer service stuff that probably, 0.5% of the DJs are doing what I do. Right. I was going to say 99%, but it's probably like 99.5. Most DJs, they come, they DJ, give me the money, and they're done. So just wanted to kind of go another level.
No, I can say I was very impressed. You held down the Emerge All About Business Gala, and I was impressed with your online system, right? It was, if I took the time, I could have picked music. I could have set up, it was kind of like you also allowed me to plan the event in your website. And I thought that was very cool. It's not the right word, but, I thought it was very ingenious on your part to do that.
It is.
People who are planning events.
Oh, thank you.
And I was
coming from a business standpoint, DJ Bobby D, I've done events for probably the last 12 years. And listening to what you just said, I have never encountered, interacted with, or done business with a DJ who once said they had a brick and mortar. That already, an office, that made my eyes big as my head. And then two, for you to say, taking those meetings and talking to people and trying to find out kind of, what so that you can get an idea of the feel, and communication is so key. And so I am more impressed than when I was at the event, because I thought you did an amazing job. Oh, wow, I've never encountered a DJ that offers what you just said. And I've been doing events for a long time. Tiffany will tell you that's unbelievable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you are just tuning in, you are listening to Emerge. I'm Tiffany Boyle, along with co-host Dorothea Schuler. Today,
hello.
Our co-host. Yes. And we are having the opportunity to talk with Bobby Dunston, aka DJ Bobby D, and just going over all the great things he has done to emerge into this DJ business. So Mixstar DJs, correct?
Yes.
What is that? Because you not only DJ for yourself or as a business for yourself, you have Mixstar DJs, right?
Right. So the story with Mixstar DJs. So of course I'm a DJ. I love DJing. I love music. And one of the places I used to work, there was another guy, and we just connected about music, and we just loved to talk about music. And he was into DJing too. So we would just start meeting up and practicing, and hey, this song, and playing songs for each other. And so we kind of teamed up, and it just started to grow. We met another guy, and then we met another guy, and we would all get together and practice and hang out. And one day, one of the other DJs said, we should have a name for ourselves. Like, we should have a crew. We should have
I love it.
We should have a name, So what's going to be the name? So we started out with the first name that we decided on was OHM. So OHM is in Mary. That stood for Off the Hook Music.
Okay.
So Off the Hook Music, the acronym was ohm, which speakers are measured in ohms. Right. It's an impedance. Like the speaker system, there are usually 4 ohm or 8 ohm speakers. I've heard of 2 ohm speakers, but the average speaker you encounter is going to be either 8 ohm or 4 ohm, and I'm probably going way too deep. But
no, we love it.
But so we were ohm entertainment at first, and we did that for a little bit of time until one of the other DJs said he didn't like ohm entertainment. He said, man. He said, I've been going around telling everybody that we're Ohm Entertainment. but he said, I don't like it because when people ask me, what's the name of your group? He said, it seems like I'm saying entertainment.
I'm crying. I love it.
That's funny.
He felt like he was saying entertainment. So we sat back down to brainstorm, and some of the DJs you might have heard of, it was myself, DJ A1, DJ Mike Jones, DJ Cool C, and DJ Sense. He moved to Texas. But we that was our group at the time, and we sat down and just brainstorm, and we came up with Mixstar. At that time, never knowing that I would be doing this as my job.
Wow.
Never knowing. And so we've been running with Mixstar. It seems like it's a catchy. People seem to like it, and that's what we do. So the question is, yes. So there is myself and some of my friends who are DJs. Some have come and gone. Some are still with the group, and then we're always open for new people who just want to be a part of what we do and learn the art of DJing and get out here and do some DJing.
Okay, I got you. I'm going to join. I'm going to show you all my DJ skills.
Come on through.
Or you can be the hype girl. I love it.
I think it's great. So again, like just going back to you being the DJ for our All About Business Gala, what did you think about that event?
That gala was fantastic. I think that like in a lot of cases, the DJs can kind of set the tone and the DJs can bring you up or down. And I felt as though I wanted it to be kind of a happy medium. I didn't want it to be boring, but I wanted it to be kind of while you're sitting down, you can still tap your feet, bob your head. So I wanted it to have a beat to it, a heartbeat to it. Right. And that's what I continue to try to do. And I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought you did a great job.
Yeah, totally. So where do you see like yourself, like how do you see yourself emerging from here?
So I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that question.
Yes.
So eventually what I'm working on now, I eventually want to have a DJ school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm working on that, trying to work on a nonprofit, and I would like to get my 501c3 and provide some training in the realm of DJing, a little bit of music theory, and maybe just trying to help some, maybe underprivileged children and adults, because music is powerful and it has healing power.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
And it's just, you never know what somebody's going through. And it's evident. Like when I'm DJing and I'm doing a good job and everybody's dancing, just imagine all the stuff we go through every day. We got bills to pay. We have death in the family. We have sickness. We got to go to work. Just everything we do. But when I'm DJing and that dance floor is going, nobody is thinking about these problems. Nobody. Right. We're having a good time, a joyous time, and that's the power of music. And I don't take it for granted. So I want to continue to share that. In the future, I'm hoping to see a brick and mortar building with some training and some classes and some music theory and some therapy. I'm not just learning how to DJ, but also some therapeutic sessions where maybe we can play some music and, maybe maybe you're going through something and then you walk out feeling a little bit different and singing a song that we, helped you with.
Right. No, I think that's great. Yes, let us know how we can help. I think that would be beautiful and a really good thing for the students. I think that would be great. How many kids want to be a DJ or even just want to just mix a little and don't know how to do it, but you know, can't afford the equipment or they don't know where to go. Not everybody has a mentor down the street where they can be like, oh, the old man down the street has some equipment. Let me go over his house, right? So I think that's awesome. I love your plan. I look forward to you actually doing it. I'll be a supporter.
Absolutely.
Let us know, how can we follow you, contact you, all of the above.
Okay, good. So you can find, of course, Facebook, Instagram, Mixstar DJs. Mixstar has 2 X's. So it's Mixstar as one word, MIXXSTAR, Mixstar DJs. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, DJ Bobby D, Facebook, and you can look me up by my real name too. I'm a real person. I'm Bobby Dunston on Facebook as well. Then we have our website, mixstardjs.com. You can find us there. I love that. I could talk all day, but I also do trivia too. So I provide a trivia night, and that's fun. Sometimes it's hard to get people to come to it because they get off work and they don't want to have to think.
Mm-hmm. Where do you do this at? I would love to me and Tiffany love to pop up at events and experience something different, and trivia night is totally up our alley.
Right. So I'm looking for a new location. I've had 1 or 2 different locations, but I'm looking for a new location. Right now, I'm doing it at a place called the White Oak Lodge. White Oak Lodge.
That's down the street from my house.
It's on Kickintan.
Yeah.
So from what I've heard, they're under new management. They're trying to change the image for the positive and bring in some new things. So I do trivia night there on Monday nights at 7.
Oh, awesome.
Monday nights at 7.
Nice.
Great. Yes, we will make sure we share that. And our last question, the real Bobby Dunston. What does the word emerge mean to you?
Emerge means to me, for anybody that's looking to emerge, it's an action word, and it is progress, make movement forward, and in a good way. So I feel that we all should be looking to emerge and actually do some of the things. I think emerge is a little bit of risk-taking. A little bit of risk-taking when you are trying to emerge into something that's bigger and brighter and maybe your vision, your dream. And I think that's what emerge kind of says to me. It's a vision, it's a dream, and it's action to kind of bring that dream true.
I love it. Nice. Thank you. And thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you too.
Absolutely. It's been a joy.
Emerge yourself.
With the brain tumor, there was that possibility of blindness, especially with my daughter's wedding coming up. You want to be able to see those things.
The Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute is treating prostate, brain, and other cancers with the most precise form of radiation treatment available.
It is the absolute best way to go.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with cancer, call the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute today.
Mr. Detweiler, we're all finished.
What?
Your knee replacement went great, and it's all because of you.
What did I do?
You were captain of Team Detweiler. You told us everything. Medical history, allergies. You asked us tons of questions.
Huh. I guess I did kind of run the whole operation, didn't I?
We couldn't have done it without you.
Patient safety. It takes a team. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons with more tips at orthoinfo.org/patient safety.
Emerge yourself.
Welcome back. I'm Dorothea Schuler, and you're tuned into WHOV 88.1 iHeartRadio, and you're listening to Emerge Wednesdays, the radio show that's all about entrepreneurs and business and is the premier information source for business owners. If you're just now joining us, Tiffany and I spoke with DJ Bobby D of Mixstars. He talked all about how he merged his skills on the ones and twos, and we got to talk about how he put it down at the Emerge magazine premiere and awards gala. So if you missed Bobby D's interview, no problem. You can just go to emergethemagazine.com and rewind his set, as we would say. as well as listen to any of our previously recorded shows. All right, friends, let's get to it. Our lives are based upon a series of decisions. A decision is a conclusion or resolution reached after consideration, and divine means excellent. So we're making an excellent choice. And with that being said, let's make the divine decision today to heal. The dictionary defines heal as a person or treatment cause a wound, injury, or person to become sound or healthy again. That definition, I would say, is definitely more on the surface. And so I wanted to explore a deeper point of reference. So I chose another source, the Bible dictionary. And it states, healing occurs through the integrating forces that restore, transform, sustain, and nurture the whole person, body, mind, spirit, at each phase and in every dimension of life, and within relationships of the person to the creation, to the other people, and to God. Now, that definitely helped to open my mind and give me the foundation to drive home the perspective that I was wanting to bring about on healing. The first definition is relatable to me for sure, especially at this time in my life, because I'll be experiencing what you would call healing over the next 6 months or so. I'll be having surgery on my rotator cuff. And let me say this, the majority of the conversations with my orthopedic team have not been about the actual procedure itself, but all about the healing process and the vitalness of following all post-op instructions, which includes physical therapy as well as a rigorous schedule of taking pain medication. So this, I found out, can be the reason you heal properly or not at all. Now, let's shift our thought process into a more important note. It's easy to determine when someone is experiencing physical wounds from which they need to heal. But what about the ones we cannot see? The latter definition talked about our minds and our spirits, and also every dimension of life, as well as, to me, relational. How many of us have been in the best physical state and to the eye appeared sound and healthy, but on the inside, there were open wounds and scars that have not or cannot heal because they aren't being addressed, or you don't even know where to begin to start the healing process? That's because physical healing usually comes with a measurable plan of action to return to or as close to the former state before you incurred the injury. Healing mentally or emotionally wounds should not be measured on a timetable, so to speak, but with the help of family, friends, loved ones, and even professional sources that will help you to identify, work through, and ultimately begin the healing process. When we ignore the inner man in places where we've been hurt, disappointed, betrayed, or broken, it's just like not following those post-op instructions and not attending all of your physical therapy appointments or properly following your pain medication schedule. When we don't see to it that we also give ourselves every opportunity and take every measure to heal, we have failed to integrate those forces that restore, transform, sustain, and nurture the whole person, which is ultimately, according to the Bible's definition, what healing is. When we allow ourselves to heal from whatever previous state of infirmity we were in, we can then possess the healthy and sound foundation needed in order to continually emerge ourselves to the next stage of our lives. We must maintain a foundation upon which we will not crumble, one that can sustain us through the trials and storms of life. We must heal. I want to leave you with this, a line from my favorite book, and it closes out today's theme perfectly. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. So I challenge you, join me today by emerging into your best life and make the divine decision to heal, knowing it will help to shape and create a path that reflects a light of excellence in our lives. You're listening to Emerge Wednesdays on WHOV iHeartRadio. And this, my friend, has been another divine decision with Dorothea. And you too can decide to be a part of our Emerge Wednesdays by submitting your response to our signature question. What does the word emerge mean to you? Share that with us on our IG at Emerge the Magazine. This week's response is from a very special person. He recently joined the Emerge team as our new producer. We definitely love to give our behind-the-scenes crew love and get their perspective. His name is DJ Mr. Cham. Emerge is a verb, an action word. It means to bring forth or to put forth. Putting forth and into motion the best you are and show everyone what you have to offer. He goes on to say, it's an action and continually changes and evolves. What emerges in 2022 will and should not be what emerges years from now. Thanks, DJ Mr. Cham. And you can follow him on Instagram at DJ Mr. Cham. That's DJMISTACHAM. And up next, Tiffany and I will be speaking with Shaquetta Hassel, who recently performed spoken word poetry at the Emerge magazine premiere and awards gala just held in October. Shaquetta Hassel is a Virginia native and has a passion for education and the empowerment of young women. She obtained her Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Norfolk State University and a Master's of Arts degree in educational leadership from Old Dominion University. Shaquetta is an author, poet, middle school math teacher, and the author of the new book, Girl, You Are Golden, 12 Lessons About Love, God, and Relationships. So get ready for our special guest up next, Miss Shaquetta Hassel.
Emerge, emerge yourself.
All right, you have just now tuned into Emerge Wednesdays. I am Dorothea Schuler, and today I get to co-host with Tiffany Boyle, and we are so excited to have Miss Shaquetta Hassel on. Your Girl is Golden is like her, I'll call it street name. We're excited to have you. You were just with us at the Emerge Gala on October the 18th, and we are so excited to have you. Of course, we want to talk about that, but honestly, we just want to get to know you and just hear your story and how this thing came to be. I was just mesmerized and so taken by you at 1865. And so thank you for joining the gala at such short notice, but we had to have you.
Thank you. It was a blessing to be there. It's funny. It's very funny how God works. And when you think about it, it's not really funny. He's really strategic because I have been wanting to do an event at 1865 for probably since April of, I think it was April of this year. And wow. I ended up doing my first book signing at a Black-owned business in Portsmouth called the Book Club on High. And so I just kind of kept reaching out. So I did my first one there, had my second one at my church at Gethsemane Community Fellowship Baptist Church in Norfolk. And then so my third event of the summer was at 1865. So it definitely was a great event. It was nice scenery, good vibes, good atmosphere, good people. And so I actually, and I know this is audio, but I actually wrote and published this book, Girl, You Are Golden, 12 Lessons About Love, God, and Relationships, because for me, my 30th birthday was my golden year. And because I turned 30 on March 30th. And unfortunately, it was also the year, fortunately and unfortunately, it was 2020. So it was the year of the pandemic. So 17 days after, we shut down, that was my 30th. And I've been writing pretty much all my life. I've been writing since I was 10. And I work with a wonderful writing coach. Her name is Jasmine Romack. And she was like, well, if you want to do poetry, because initially that's what I wanted to do. She was like, let's turn it into something more. Maybe it could be like a prose journal. And I said, that sounds good. And the next thing I knew, it was about all the lessons I learned. The first chapter is who has your heart, because I had to learn. That was one lesson I had to learn immediately, especially with dating. Like, if God is going to be my priority, then loving a man who has that same priority had to be like a non-negotiable for me. And so yeah. And then the last chapter is love is patient. And of course, kind of comes from that Bible verse, love is patient, love is kind, but not just like being patient with others, but also being patient with yourself, like giving yourself time to learn who you are, learn who who you are in a relationship. I think a lot of time, especially us as women and Black women, we might give people like a lot of chances. And sometimes our girlfriends might, you know, kind of clown us for it. But once you're done, you know, like, and once you kind of see and let it play out. And I was in a really interesting relationship prior to 30. And I feel like we cut it off, or God cut it off really at the right moment. Because the guy actually broke up with me, and I don't know if I would have broken up with him. But anywho, but after that happened and he tried to kind of pop back into the picture, I could see it full circle. Like I could see where he was doing some of the things that was in our relationship that he was telling me, oh, the girl's hitting me up and, you know, things like that. But had I not let it play out, you know, because my sister would be like, why you been picking up the call? Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, well, we ended on okay terms. Like, you know, what's the big deal? But had it not played out like that, had I not been patient and kind of seen all of his character, you know, I could have jumped back in too soon and I would have been in, you know, like a bad cycle. But, you know, I kind of like, you have to end things when it's the right time for you, not necessarily when, like, you know, your friends or your family tell you to end it, but you're going to end it when it's right for you.
So it sounds like to me your emergence was a combination of the pandemic as well as a heartbreak that really put you in a place where you were able to have that time to focus on yourself and your goals. And so we can't always pick how our life emerges or the events that take place, but it's awesome to, again, recognize God's hand in that. So I think that is amazing. So tell us a little bit about you. I know that you're a school teacher. Is it in Portsmouth?
Yes. I'm actually a math specialist. So it's kind of like a math coach for math teachers. So I help them plan lessons. I get to make their benchmark tests, which I love because I'll throw like hot ice in the test and, you know, just kind of making it relatable. So this is my 9th year in education. I started in 2014, and this is my 2nd year as a specialist. I'm from Portsmouth, so it's really meaningful to me to like give back and serve in the community where I grew up, and to show, you know, good products come from Portsmouth,
I love that.
So yeah, that's pretty much my journey. And like I said, I've been writing since I was 10, so I've been looking through some old notebooks, working on the new book. Just always been writing poetry and loving math. So some of my poems are about math and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much about it, I think.
Interesting. You said some of your poems are about math. Like, help me out. Like, draw a picture for us. What that means.
Lordy, let me see. So I have a poem called Irrational. That was about math. I don't know if I have it. Let me see.
That. Kind of like rational numbers.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so the first line goes like, I want to know you like 1 + 1 = 2 without even doing the math. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. it. So how did you like turn your passion into a business?
Oh, that's a good question. It's developing. Again, God is good. I recently have been, so I love math. I love to talk. I love education. And so when I send my emails out now, my signature line is author, poet, educator, because that's who I am. You know, the book is new, but I've always been writing. The poetry is not new. And the educator, that's also really not new. So, I think around that same pandemic year, it's funny you brought that up, Dorothea, I started doing virtual tutoring. So I think that's when my business mind clicked on, because everybody was like, Shaquetta, you do math, like these kids gonna be bored this summer. So I had Shaquetta's virtual learning and started with that. And then I began writing the book. And with the book, I self-published, created the website, created the design, like everything you see, like I did or had a hand in. It was a lot. So that's kind of how it kind of spurred off. And when I created the book, or when I wrote the book and published it, I wanted to do like a book tour. And one of my friends, he lives in Cali, he would joke with me like, so when you going on your worldwide tour? I'm like, I don't know about worldwide, so you know, I'm working, I'm in education, but I'm gonna do some things here this summer. So that's when I started with the book club on High. That was June 25th. That was my first event, and from there it just kind of took off. Met Dorothea at 1865 in August, and so then I had another event, which was the Emerge Gala. Awesome. Thank y'all again for having me.
Yes, we want to hear about your perspective on that.
That was like the bomb.com. Like, I mean, really though, like you just walked in and, you know, it's Black excellence at its finest. And I love to see that on display. Like I went to Norfolk State. I feel like there was a time when Norfolk State didn't get the recognition that it needed. But, you know, I went there, I was in the honors program. That's Black excellence. I was able to perform at you guys' galas. That was Black excellence. And of course we have different people, different, you know, groups, different organizations, different representatives of different communities, but it's us, like it's the original food before us by us. Like, you know, so it was a heartwarming event. It was an educational event to kind of see what goes into business and who's in business around us. It was empowering and it was spirit filled. Like, and I didn't expect it to be that spirit filled. Not that I expected to be like, you know, like I didn't have an expectation in terms of, am I going to go in here and praise the Holy? Like, I didn't have that expectation, but that happened. And that was amazing to me. That's amazing.
Why I love being a part of Emerge, because Tiffany started it and it's a reflection of her. And so when you're talking about that business, that spiritual dynamics, diversity, that is who she is. That's what she embodies. And so you got to literally walk into Tiffany Boyle's mind with Deshana and then kind of me. So that I agree with you. It wasn't a thing where it's like, oh, we're having church. It was a natural progression. The business, the education, the jewels that we learned. I learned so much, like you said, from hearing the different people that talk, all of it. So it was a natural, organic emergence, honestly, Tiffany's magazine. And so I'm like so grateful that she got to debut that and people got to really see what it is and like the radio show and life. So I think that's awesome that you had that perspective, because that is who Tiffany Emerge Boyle is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. Shout out to the Emerge team. I think that was the one, like I knew I named all you guys. I was like, I got to thank the team, because I know it's always a team, you know, behind the vision. And same for me. I call my the guy who did my my photograph is just one of my good friends. He does videography. He works with the company Viz Inc. and they do wedding videography. So he did my pictures. He was like, Shaquetta, I'm not a professional, but we're gonna get you in the studio. We're gonna, you know. And so even with the Emerge event, I said his name is Rick. I was like, Rick, should I do a poem, then the book, then another poem? Like, how should I do it? He's like, start with the poem first. So, you know, you always have to have that team. And like I talked about at the event, the people who pour into you, because this entrepreneurship life is, it can be draining. It can be draining, and it can feel overwhelming. But I think, and Tiffany, to your point, to your question, what you asked earlier about how did I turn the passion into a business? It doesn't feel like a business when it's your passion. Like, it doesn't feel like work. It is work, but it's work. It's a work worth working for, you know. It's a worthwhile work, and it's a legacy that you're creating. You know, it's not about how much money you make or how many people know your name. It's, you know, when you know who you are and who you're working for. You know, I hate to start preaching.
But no, preach away.
Right. When you know, it's about making his name great, and then things come to you because of like the type of work that you're doing, because he's blessing it.
Well, if you're just now tuning in, you are in the right place at the right time. Tiffany, myself, and our guest, Shaquetta Hassel, are here talking all things Girl, You Are Golden, and of course, all things Emerge Gala, because she was one of the amazingly talented people that came through and just shared her gift with us. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so
thank you.
You know, we named Emerge because we are always emerging. I don't think you ever stop growing and learning. And so we did learn. I remember for the gala, you were like, maybe just not off of a Norfolk State homecoming weekend. So we did. we learned our lesson. And we are in September next year.
I cannot wait. I hope I get to join you guys again as a performer, but even as a guest, it was amazing. Yeah, I was scared. Like, my voice was a little hoarse right after homecoming. I was like, Shaquetta, this is the business. Like, you can't. And I was like drinking my hot tea.
Right.
And so it worked out. It worked out perfectly. And I think even like the spectrum of things, you guys had your, I know it was a 3-day event, so it worked out. But I was a little worried.
Right. Yeah. So what are your plans like in the next 5 to 10 years?
Ooh, that is a great question. So I'll say in 5 years, well, this year, 2023, I'll be writing the next book, and that'll be all poetry. So I'm going to see how that takes off, because I feel like it can grow into so many things, like, plaques, the little paintings in the Ross store, like I don't know what's going to come of that. I definitely want to branch out. I love to travel. So when I travel, I always have a book with me. So looking at, getting my book into different stores and Barnes and Nobles and things of that nature. I want to speak more. I want my book to be, well, not just this book, but the lessons that I learned. I want to be able to share that with more people. So to get into spaces where I can encourage and empower our young Black people, and especially women, because of course I am a Black woman, so I can relate to that a whole lot. And just the things that we go through in terms of sometimes not giving ourselves enough grace, being really hard on ourselves sometimes, and also, and not to like take away that accountability piece, but I think when as a woman or as a person, if you're overly hard on yourself, you already got the accountability piece. You need to have that grace piece. So one of my favorite quotes from the book is, you are better than your worst mistake. And so just reminding people of that, that's why it's called Girl, You Are Golden. Like, you're gold even when you forget it. So even when the world makes you feel some type of way, even when you feel like you are always struggling or you're not appreciated, it doesn't change, again, like who you are and whose you are. So I just want to be able to kind of produce that a little bit more. I've been blessed. I helped someone with their ASVAB, and now people are calling me for ASVAB math tutoring. So again, like when I say God is really just like working and moving, that's kind of like where I'm at with it. Like, I just got to continue to let him do what he's going to do, because I didn't think I'd be here today with you guys and Emerge and at a gala. Like, I didn't think any of this when I wrote the book. I just wanted to write the book.
Nice. I love it. And now that you got a little taste, now you can plan and figure out like how much further you go when you plan a little. I am a firm believer in planning and visions and goals and and all of that. You can just ask Dorothea. So
yeah, I was just thinking, like you said, that the emergence, Tiffany came up with the idea. We were talking about networking. So that it was tail end of our brew event that we have at 1865. And I was there. Tiffany was out of town this summer. I believe she was doing the Harvard. Deshana may have been out of town, but it's funny because I was there because she saw the vision. We talked about it to emerge into another facet. So that's why I got to even meet you and see you. It was just amazing, like you said, to trace his hands. I was never expecting that. And we were looking for talent. And so it's just funny how that worked out.
Yeah. And shout out to Emerge again. Y'all did such an excellent job with talent, because it was a diverse representation. It was local representation, and it was good. Like, everybody who performed did something a little different, but like, it's like, wow, we have this in our backyard, and you wouldn't have known without like that event. So thank y'all again. Shout out to all the performers who were there. It was nice to be in presence with them and commune and fellowship with them, because again, I'm from here, but I know we all, work, we got our 9 to 5s and stuff. And it's like, that gave you an opportunity to kind of like expose and network and just see all the good things that are going on, like right around the corner.
Right in your backyard.
Right in your backyard.
Yeah. So tell us how we can like follow you, get in contact with you.
Great. So www.girlyouaregolden.com. That's also how you can reach me if you'd like me to speak to your babies, speak to the youth, speak to the young adults. I'm with it. I'm here for empowering and education. And then at Girl You Are Golden on Facebook and on Instagram. Those are my handles.
Great. Yes. Follow her. She is amazing. Right.
Thank you.
You want to ask the signature question?
I would love to. So, Shaquetta, what does the word merge mean to you?
Ooh, emerge means to pop out. It means to pop out, to come forth, to come forth and bring forth with all that you have. And to know that what you have now is not necessarily all you will have, that there will be more.
Nice. I like that. Well, it has been a pleasure. It's just been awesome listening to you. I'm grateful for the relationship that has begun with the ladies of Emerge and you. And we definitely hope to see you. And we know we will see you in the future at other Emerge because we are continuing to emerge ourselves. So definitely look out.
Yes, I appreciate it. Can't wait for September's gala events. Yep. I will definitely be looking forward to attending and helping you guys in any way that I can. And congratulations to you guys again. Emerge, the magazine, the gala. It was awesome, y'all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Emerge yourself.
Hi, NBA forward Kevin Durant from the Oklahoma City Thunder, here with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you'll have more energy to do the things you like to do.
And that's a slam dunk.
Whether you like to shoot hoops like me, skateboard, ride a bike,
or dance on your roof,
be a player.
Get up, play, and move it your way.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
It's me, your heart. High blood pressure is serious, and if you think I'm just gonna keep ticking away, you're wrong. I can quit whenever I want, but I like my job. Just treat me better. Maybe we can do some exercise on occasion? After all, we're in this together.
Don't let your heart quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Emerge yourself.
I am Deshaina Kemp Garnett, and it is time for my 2 cents. Hello to my Emerge family. We are here yet again, another Wednesday. And how many of y'all can believe that this year is actually almost over? It's like, where did the time go? So right now we are in the month of November. What do we have coming up this month? We have Thanksgiving. We just had Veterans Day. I know I talked to y'all about making sure we have our finances in place and making sure we're saving and looking at our goals. But today, I'm going to flip the script. I'm actually going to talk about spending. Because who doesn't like to shop, right? But as business owners, we must shop with intention. Christmas is right around the corner. I mean, we have probably a little over a month before Christmas is here. How many of y'all actually get your clients, prospective clients, gifts for the Christmas holiday? I know I have a lot of friends who are realtors and real estate agents. I know they get their, clients gifts. But how many other business owners actually get gifts? This is a great opportunity. Look at your budget. See if you have anything extra out there to spare. Whether you're deciding, hey, I'm going to send them just a holiday card, are you going to send them some type of e-holiday card, something preferably with your picture? Because if it's not a client you see all the time or who knows you that well, you can stay fresh in their mind. But if you have more of a bigger budget and you can afford to spend some cash, let me just put these dates out there for you. So we have November 25th, major discount shopping day, which is known as Black Friday. We have November 26th, another major discount shopping day, Small Business Saturday. And we have November 28th, another major discount shopping day, and that's Cyber Monday, right? So, right after Thanksgiving, we know people typically shop on Black Friday, but let's just talk about November 26th, which is going to be Small Business Saturday. How many of you that listen are small business owners, right? So Small Business Saturday is an annual event that was created to encourage consumers to shop locally, in person, and online at small businesses. So, hey, if you're a small business, if you need to get gifts or say you need to get your revenue up, what are you going to be doing to entice people to shop with you for Small Business Saturday? There's something we can think about. What about November 28th, major discount shopping day, Cyber Monday? Cyber Monday is an e-commerce term referring to the Monday following the U.S. Thanksgiving weekend. So what are we going to be doing if you're an online exclusive store? What are you going to be doing, right? Because as business owners, we need to be giving our clients something. Whatever we can afford to do. Don't break the bank. So it's a great time to get your clients something. But small business owners, if you're just, an e-commerce business, online business, it's an amazing time for you to offer stuff to other people so you can get your revenue up as well. So those are just some of the things that we should be thinking about for the month of November. I am Deshayna Kemp Garnett, and that is my 2 cents. Let's take a look at some local and regional activities. So on Thursday, November 17th, 2022, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., there will be a small business supplier and diversity fair at Christopher Newport University. This is on behalf of Christopher Newport University's Office of Procurement Service, and they are going to be inviting you to participate in this year's Small Women and Minority Owned Fair on Thursday, November 17th, 2022, from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This is a free event. If you wish to exhibit or if you have questions, contact them at swamfair@cnu.edu. Wednesday, November 30th, 2022, 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. ODU is going to be hosting their SWAM certification workshop presented by the Business Services Manager. This event is free. So if you want to reserve your spot, you can go to Eventbrite and search for this event. And they're going to be talking and providing information about the SWAM certification. A special thank you for the guests on today's show. To listen to this show or past episodes of Emerge Radio Show, visit emergingmagazine.com.
Emerge, emerge.